Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's weekly Halton Hills housing update. So some really good news this week. The market is still hot, but we definitely saw a huge pickup in inventory last week. So inventory, new listings outpaced the sales, and pretty significantly. So in Georgetown this week, we had 18 properties sell, and we had 30 new listings. So as you can see, like a pretty good outpacing there with our inventory level. One of the notable things is that 11 properties sold over asking, but 5 of them sold over the $1 million mark. So we had talked a couple weeks ago about how typically when the lower price points are busy, then that eventually trickles into the higher price points. And this is exactly what we saw this week. Those people that were listing their houses, as I talked about last week, between the $700,000 and $900,000 are now buying those more expensive properties. Pretty typical to what we normally see when we start to see a pickup. So that's really great news, but more so just really great that we had 30 new listings. In Acton, we had 4 sales and then we had 2 new properties. 4 of those sales were the 2 new properties, and those sold for over asking. So not anything crazy, but anything that's listing and is really good is moving really fast and can be getting over asking. So not much happening in terms of sales with Glen Williams and Limehouse, but we did have 2 new listings in both of those areas. So in rural, we saw 2 sales this week, but we had 4 new listings. As with the weeks prior, we are still sitting with all the inventory in rural over $1 million. Virtually nothing available under that. You got to have that bigger ticket price point if you want something maybe with a little bit more land rural. So current inventory, we have 57 active listings in Georgetown, which is great news. We're up from last week. We still have more than half of those being over the $1 million price point. Now what's really struggling is that condo townhouse market. We only have 3 listings that would be considered a condo or a condo townhome, and the one condo townhome is sold conditional. So that is a market that is definitely getting eaten up, and we are not seeing enough inventory right now in the condo townhouse market. In Acton, we have 13 active, Limehouse 4 active, Glen Williams 7 active, and rural has 21 active. I'm finding rural is sort of staying pretty steady week to week. We are definitely up though in inventory in Glen Williams. This is like kind of a high number for Glen Williams. And then with Limehouse, again, it's sort of staying pretty steady. So our market stats are in for February of 2020, and the numbers are pretty staggering versus 2019. In 2019, our average price point was only $705,000. This February, it jumped to $889,000. So that is a 26% increase, which is crazy. That won't sustain for the entire year. This is similar to 2017. We definitely saw some crazy activity. Those numbers just reinforce what we saw in February. So that's it for this week's market update. And don't forget, we are only on day 7 of our March Madness 10 days of giveaways. And on day 10, we are going to be giving away the grand prize of a pair of Jays tickets to the home opener weekend. So make sure you're checking Facebook and Instagram to be entering those great giveaways. Have a great week, everyone.